program heard on WSIC Tuesdays at 8 a.m. and Saturdays at 5.
And now a look at your weather update from the WSIC Weather Center. Beautiful weather is expected to continue today. Mostly sunny skies this afternoon with the high temperature getting up to 80 degrees. As you head into the evening and overnight hours, mostly cloudy skies, that overnight low dipping down to 58 degrees. This has been your weather update from the WSIC Weather Center.
Be a part of the conversation.
I listen on the way to work.
Have your say.
It's more than just opinions, it's facts.
This is WSIC News Talk Now.
Purple Heart Homes presents Putting the Pieces Back Together, a forum for veterans and the community to connect. Here are your hosts, veterans John Gallina and Brad Borders.
Well, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Feels more like the Three Amigos today.
Tres Amigos.
We might start calling this the sardine can.
Do I get to be more of a sardine can?
Yeah, I'm
Joe's like
squeezed.
everybody move together.
I'm
everybody
squeezed right
tight.
in the middle.
Everybody gets squeeze in like you
I
like
mean,
each
I
other.
don't mind being close to
Don't
you,
touch
Brad.
me.
I mean,
Don't touch me.
we're the same green. I mean, Army green. It's Army green. But when you got a Marine next to you,
He's green with envy, is what he is.
A little close.
Y'all had to call in reinforcements over here.
We did.
Army guy in here. What's going on?
We did have to call in
and you're
reinforcements.
still outnumbered.
Tammy's back. Miss Giggles is here.
Yeah, we got Miss Giggles in here.
That's the only saving grace for today's show.
I know. She makes the show.
And just so you know, this was by my request.
Was it?
Yeah, I begged her yesterday to show up today.
You did?
Did I not, Tammy?
You begged
I
her.
did.
Oh,
I
okay.
did, yeah.
Awesome. Well, she acquiesced to your demand.
She did.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't quite call it a demand, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, awesome.
Also, that word has too many syllables, and I don't quite understand it, so I'm going to take it
That's
as a
right.
sign of disrespect.
It's like that word that you said yesterday, the word libation.
Libations?
Libation. Yeah, he
Not
said that.
libation.
No, he said libation. Actually,
No, because they make me lively.
Oh.
Is that what it is? That's
So if
awesome.
they make you lively, I wonder what makes you sleepy.
Yeah, I don't. Nothing makes Devin sleepy. So, well, hey, you are. In case you just tuned into this nonsense, you're listening to Putting the Pieces Back Together. It's a show presented by Purple Heart Homes here on WSIC. We're really excited to be here. You can find out more about what we do for veterans each and every day at www.phhusa.org.
I wasn't sure if you were going to say WSIC, WWW, GW,
WD-40?
WD-40.
ESPN?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Awesome. So, yeah, it's fantastic to be here, and we're glad you're listening today. No matter where you are, whether you're listening live on the air in Iredell County, or maybe you are listening on Spotify or watching us on YouTube, and I feel real sorry about that. But God bless you, and thanks for being here.
And if, for those that are wondering why we're maybe a little extra humorous and lively with libations, it's because we got Mr. Professional himself in the studio with us today.
Timmy Bates.
Timmy Bates.
And everybody said, and the crowd went, wow.
Hey. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's good. You know, Tim Bates is famous in his own mind. He's got his own podcast.
He's a race car driver.
He's a race car driver. He's a living, actual
Semi-retired.
living
I haven't
legend.
done that in a while.
Are you a retired race car driver?
Semi-retired.
Yeah.
For the summer.
So for the
Now you were in the points lead last time we talked about it. I remember.
I don't think I was in the points lead, but I was in the points. But
okay.
Yeah.
So we'll tell us a little bit about so Tim is
this
an Army
is the
veteran.
Purple Heart Homes Purple open wheel IndyCar.
Maybe his sponsor didn't choose to re-up their contract or something.
That's right. You're going to have to inform everybody about your racing career. So Tim, your racing career came post Army.
Correct.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And tell everybody your racing career, because you got a pretty sweet setup and you race like at your house.
That's correct. It's iRacing. During COVID, a lot of the NASCAR guys were doing it, and they actually broadcast it on TV.
Who did you race against?
I didn't. Well, I wasn't in that. There were actual NASCAR racers driving in there. But over the years I've been in iRacing, I have raced in races with Junior and.
Did you beat him? Did you put him in the wall?
I think we had this conversation. I
know.
I
want to rehash it.
I didn't put him in the wall. He did go on the wall, and I did beat him.
And you were close.
I was very close, yeah. Wasn't me.
Wow. Do you like when you're racing, do you have like a headset on and you can
absolutely.
talk to
Yep.
him. It's like, hey, Junior, man, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
can
mean to
definitely
put
do
you.
that. Now, most of the pros at some point have muted all the other drivers if they're in a public league.
Right.
And there's reasons for that. They've had a driver suspended for keying up the wrong mic and saying something wrong.
Oh, wow.
Kyle Larson literally got suspended, kicked off NASCAR for doing the same kind
Oh,
of
no
thing.
kidding.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Kyle. You'll
Yeah,
be
he's
okay.
back. He's back.
gonna be
He's
all
good.
right.
He's good.
Yeah, you're going to be all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I had to take the summer off, though, because got a grandson and got golf, and
What?
the wife's like, hey,
You
stuff
gotta
to be
quit.
done. And
But you're set up. Like, I've
it's-
seen pictures.
It's
of
even
it.
better now.
Oh, is it?
It's better
I mean, it's
now.
like half of a car. You got a fender and a
I
roof
got
and a
four,
hood.
no,
and-
not like
oh.
that. I got 4 monitors. I do have it's a nice cockpit.
got
where
mud
you gotta
flaps?
slide into it. That's the other problem. It's harder and harder to get in and out of it.
That's
now
right.
because
As we
it's
age,
harder.
as we age.
No mud
Have
flaps.
you taken up yoga yet? I mean, I think you could, like,
Have you seen me? I don't know. I get some.
I don't know. Looking at
poses.
you right now, I'm thinking maybe maybe you could use some yoga.
I probably could. I definitely
Wow,
probably
Brad. It's,
I definitely
Maybe
don't
that
miss
would
no
be
meals.
healthy for you. I've got a lot of friends of mine that do yoga.
Yeah, I've tried it before.
Yeah, downward dog.
Painful.
It is incredibly
Very
painful. It is incredibly painful. So, well, we're really glad you're here. You kind of rescued us. Our guest that was coming on ended up falling ill, and so I
Reached to the
texted.
bottom of the barrel, and here I am.
Right. Yeah. No, don't look at it like that, man. You're the middle reliever.
Middle.
Yeah, middle reliever.
I don't get to be the closer.
Well, we'll see. We're at the beginning
right,
of the
that's
show, right? So we'll see how you do, man. Because by the end of the show, we could be like, "Hey, man, call the other guy." In.
That's right.
We got another. Hey, we got Rocky.
We got some lined up, ready to come
Hey,
in.
Rocky Lynn's right over in his studio. If we
Oh,
need
that's
like a
true.
solid guest, we can just.
Oh, I watched him a couple weeks ago.
He's
good.
amazing.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
He's
So you got
definitely
big
a
shoes
starter.
to fill.
Yeah.
That's
Got your
awesome.
banjo?
No, I did not.
No?
I don't have one of them.
Okay. Harmonica?
I played trumpet in 4th grade.
Oh,
really?
yeah, we're probably not
No,
going to
no.
keep you on. Let's go ahead and call Rocky.
That's all right. Hey, I want to talk about this. We had a big thing last week. You had a clay shoot last week.
We did have the clay shoot. It was a blast and a
man.
bang.
I didn't get to
And-
go. So a blast and a bang. Yeah, there you go. A little alliteration
Yeah.
there.
There, yeah,
There,
you like
you
that.
go. Right. I'm using all the big words today.
Yeah,
I'm still
it was a
Yeah. So what happened to the clay shoot, man? I'm so confused. So a clay shoot is where people go shoot shotguns at moving targets.
That's right.
Yeah, and
There's birds and rabbits.
at Hyatt Farms.
At Hyatt
in
Farms.
Polkton, North Carolina. You
Polkton, North
cannot
Carolina.
get there from here.
No, you cannot.
It is forever.
Yep. You have to take a SpaceX flight.
That's right, the Starlink.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw the Starlink the other
Yeah,
night.
yeah, flew over the house the
I
other night.
saw it. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it was really crazy.
Yeah.
But I've been practicing my clay shooting, so I was prepared when it came over.
Did you get one?
Yeah. Well, no, it was moving a
I got
little
a call
too
from
fast.
Elon, and he's like, "Hey, man, I saw one go down over West Iredale, Gallina." You know,
Yeah, I mean, you know what else? You know, that whole, F-35 that was lost. And
unbelievable story.
Yeah, that is
unbelievable.
crazy.
So if you don't know this,
I mean, I've never thought you hit autopilot before you eject. I mean,
So
who does
it's
that?
crazy.
You know,
right?
it was on Facebook Marketplace within 5 minutes.
It was. People were selling it.
Somebody's
right?
barn, yeah.
So the thing went down, and they interviewed the guy. I don't know. This is on the internet now. They interviewed the guy that lived near where the plane went down.
Was that real?
No, this is. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's the internet,
the
right?
plane going
So-
missing was real.
No, I mean the interview because I saw
the interview, and he
I was
made
like,
this. They were like, "What did it sound like?"
Surely
And he
that's
made this
not.
noise, and it was like it went like this. Whee! That's exactly what it sounded like.
Like a little
man.
pig?
It was. It was like I couldn't believe it. I was
I
like,
thought that
"Oh
was
my
surely
gosh!"
a fake
What
interview.
I mean, and isn't that typical, right? When something
Well, it was
happens,
in
they
South
always
Carolina.
I
find.
know.
They always
But
find the
still.
weirdest guy to describe
Every
the
time.
sound of the tornado or the train wreck or the F-35.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, by the way, I want to bring this up. It was a Marine Corps aircraft.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
no.
It was an absolutely a Marine Corps aircraft. 100% Marine Corps aircraft. So somebody's in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so we don't get in trouble. We're going to take a quick break and hear a word from our sponsors. We're going to have to regroup our planning. We went on down all kinds of rabbit holes talking about clay shooting. You
Well, this
listen to
is the
putting
rab-
the
this is the
pieces
rabbit
back
hole
together.
episode.
The rabbit hole episode.
hole
And we will be back in just a moment after this word from our sponsors.
Outstanding.
More putting
when
the
everything
pieces
falls
back
apart, man,
Yeah.
you just got to keep going with it.
You just
right?
keep going.
Yeah.
I mean, you just got to keep going. Oh, we're back live.
Yeah. So clay shoot.
Yeah, you can keep talking. Keep talking about the clay shoot or the F-35, either one, or the F-35 at the clay shoot. That would be incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, it was our best clay shoot. This is
it was like sold out.
Yeah, sold out. Actually, it was oversold. We typically do not even offer more than one team per station, and so we shoot to fill all the stations with 4 players and 4 shooters, and we actually had 4 additional full teams.
Did you shoot?
I shot.
Wow. Did you shoot with one of the rented guns?
No, sir. I will not touch one of those.
Bro, let me tell you something. You been down there?
No.
So last year, somebody grabbed me and was like, "Hey, we need somebody
and
to
just
shoot."
for the record, they're not rented guns. Larry Hyatt is a phenomenal
Are you kidding me?
sponsor.
Yeah, I've heard they're really nice.
And if you want to shoot in the clay shoot and you're coming out to shoot for the charity and participate in the clay shoot, he will loan you
one of his guns.
And
so they handed me this thing.
Oh no, they're $8,000 to $10,000 shotguns.
That's why you don't want to touch them.
It was
Exactly.
a Fiocchi. Yes, an Italian. They handed it to me, and it was like etched, like in all the metal around the breech. It was all etched with like a pheasant and a dude shooting at it.
Did it make you shoot?
Signed by
Bro,
Andy
I
Oakley.
crushed it, man. I mean, I was killing it that day. I didn't win anything, but in my mind, I was killing it, right? And
Shocked yourself.
I went and brought it back, and I was like, that's the best shooting shotgun I ever held in my hand. I was like, fella wanted to buy one of these. How much would that be? And he was like, $8,700. And I was like, you can have that right back. I was like, if you'd have told me that, I wouldn't have touched that thing.
Yeah, I take my $320 Browning that was made in 1832.
Like an A6, like a Browning A6.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother's got one of those.
Yeah.
Those are fantastic.
There's a good shooting gun.
Yeah, they are.
And plus, I shoot a 20 gauge.
Oh.
And so in the process, I'm not bruised. I have a good time. These other guys are out there taking these monster 12 gauge and they're coming off and they got ice packs and
they're all
whining and.
Hey, how'd General Swanick do? About as good as usual.
He did pretty good. He
did.
Yeah, he's been not playing a lot of golf lately. He's his shoulder's been giving him some problems, rotator cuff, and
okay.
so. Yeah, he did good. I was on his team, and I'm going to tell you, Jeff Hammond and his brother.
Jeff can shoot.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
I'm talking like near perfect score.
For those who don't know, Jeff Hammond was a NASCAR crew chief and on Fox, and he's pretty. He's been around.
So I'm just curious. What would Jeff Hammond do? Would he change the modem, change the CD, change the controller wire? I mean, what would he do for you?
No, you ain't telling me. Hey, reboot that thing.
You can change settings in the car. Like it's electronically.
So you're doing that on the fly? Is that like
just turn it off and then turn it back on again? It'll work fine.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
the pieces back together with John Gallina and Brad Borders on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Hey, welcome back. Oh, man, it has been discombobulated here. Devin, take that.
You're listening to Putting the Pieces Back Together, presented by Purple Heart Homes, and we've got with us Tim Bates today. We pulled him out of the bullpen and
middle reliever.
Oh yeah. So
when you told him to take discombobulated, I wanted to see if he was going to spell it.
Yeah, he did that right along with libations.
Listen, if it's got more than 2 syllables, you ain't going to get me to spell it.
But I bet if we could give him some crayons, he could draw it.
Oh yeah, and feast as well. Right? Yeah.
Feast.
Hey, you know that's funny you say that. I was in Lowe's the other day, and you know what they're selling now? They're selling crayons.
In Lowe's?
Yeah.
Really?
I was really shocked, and I was like,
Is it
"What do y'all got
Marines
those for?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, you know, we got a lot of Marine veterans that are contracted." Oh my gosh! I was like, "That's classic."
Yeah.
I love
See
it.
Devin over there
They
going,
were Crayolas.
Yeah, right.
It's like they brought out the best.
I went to a dinner recently where they had like a buffet out there, and they heard I was going to be there, and they may have put out some crayons.
They may or may not have.
May or may not have. And I
Hey,
may or may not have taken them.
Isn't the Marine Corps birthday coming up?
It's in November.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what
it's
I was
right.
thinking.
It's right after Veterans Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 2 or 3 days
right before Veterans
Is it
Day.
before?
That's right. So the reason Veterans Day is November 11th.
I've heard this.
Oh,
is
because
to-
the Marines established it?
Is to give the
Along with
Marines
the
a day to
30th
recover
Brigade?
from all the drinking.
Oh, is that right? Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
That's awesome.
And my anniversary is November 12th. To give me 2 warning shots: Marine Corps birthday, Veterans Day,
And your
then,
anniversary.
and then I'm in trouble.
Yeah, it's true. It is true. So-
Sounds like you just might as well be camping at Southern Distilling.
Yeah, I might do that.
Yeah,
might as well.
pitch a tent out there and hang out for the weekend.
Pet the donkey,
Yeah, I've heard it's an antisocial
beans.
donkey.
Is it really?
Yeah, it
Why would
doesn't
you
come
have an
around.
antisocial donkey at
I don't know.
place
Oh my
where.
God.
Okay. Hey, Tim.
No.
So,
I'm out of this.
So Tim, tell us about your service. What made you join the military?
I was I think it was my junior year, and me and my best friend since 4th grade, we signed up together. We were kind of troubled youth, kind of got in a lot of trouble here and there, and college definitely wasn't going to be an option. So
Is that trouble like Brad and Devin get me in trouble, or is
no,
that?
I think it was more like jail trouble.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
oh, okay.
So we joined together.
Court ordered service.
No, it wasn't court
Oh,
ordered.
okay.
Maybe parent ordered.
Yeah.
We joined up. My senior year, the guys I signed up with, he actually went to prison. So at that point, the buddy plan was thrown out the window, and I joined and went to I ended up, my first duty station was Germany, Bad Hersfeld, Germany. Went to Fort Lost in the Woods for basic training, and
Right.
then Fort Lee for AIT. While there, I'd scored pretty high in my ASVAB, and since I was 17 years old, no kids, never been married. They had, out of the whole company in basic training, there's 500-600 people. The 3 of us had to go see the commander, which I was like, why would I need to go see the commander? I'm a dumb 17-year-old. I didn't do anything wrong. Go in there, and there was this option of being selected to go to West Point. Well, I'm dumb. I was like, West Point? And I said, I want to stay close to home. I don't want to go anywhere. I was from Michigan. I didn't want to go on the West Coast. And so...
Did you ask if they had
thought
an East
West
Point?
was the West Coast.
So then they sent me to Germany. I found out later that West Point is actually a lot closer
Like,
to
yeah, I'd
home
really
than
rather not
Germany.
go to California out at the West Point.
That's right.
I can't believe the response wasn't, this guy'd make a perfect lieutenant.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think that's the furthest point west in the United States geographically, and I think I want to
It
stay
wasn't
near
until 2
Michigan.
years later, I think I realized where West Point was at.
Did they explain what West Point was at least?
Yeah, they told me it was the Army Academy, and it was college. I was like, no, I wasn't interested.
Evidently, they did not have geography as one of the subjects in basic training, right? And they're like, "Hey, gentlemen, this is the map of the country you're going to be defending."
I just want to point out this is who the Army wanted to recruit as an officer, and y'all are always making fun of the Marines.
I was book smart, though. I had my grade, high scores.
How many years did you serve?
Served 27, I think just short of 27.
Yeah.
Ended up going Signal. I was logistics for a little while, and then I went Signal, got in the National Guard up in Michigan, was M-Day.
What's M-Day mean?
M-Day's part-time, one week in a month, 2 weekends during the year, how that works. But I did that for about 6 years, and then the Readiness NCO, who's the guy that's basically your full-timer at your unit, told me that I should apply for an AGR job, Active Guard Reserves. I applied for that, got that, and then from there I was Signal. Stayed up in Michigan. They were closing down my unit, my battalion in 2006, and I applied for a job down in Charlotte with a new Signal company, and I got selected to be the Readiness NCO down there, and that's when I came to the Maneuver Enhancement Brigade and was there for a few years, and then I went upstairs to the brigade and got into operations as an engineer. So
the rest is history.
Rest is history.
Yeah.
Met some really good people there too.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
you did.
I work with a couple of them now. So
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, can't get rid of them.
Can't get rid of them.
Yeah, we're littered with National Guardsmen.
It seems like they're chain ganged together or something. It's like
They're
they just
always
keep coming
together.
in the door.
Yeah, they've got like this secret society, right?
Yeah.
Secret handshakes, and they text each other during meetings and
Do you
stuff.
want to know the secret society's name?
I do. Why not?
It's the Dirty 30.
Oh, the Dirty 30. That makes sense.
No, we're the Wolfpack.
The Wolfpack.
The group of four, yeah.
The Wolfpack.
That's right. We became friends back in, we're just speaking adult in in Sapala. Became good friends back in 2007. Our kids have grown up together and everything else. So.
And y'all got a podcast that you do. Well, you don't do it with Sapala. You do it another.
Pruitt. So the other fourth guy is from. He lives in Raleigh. Yep.
The Four Amigos.
He's smarter than us.
You guys go on an annual. You go on an annual trip and have an annual trophy.
So we try to do a trip twice a year. So we got one coming up
like
November
a Game
11th.
Boy game or something like that. What do you?
Yeah, we've had an Olympics before where we'll go and play a round of golf. That's a part of it, and then my brother-in-law is included in this too. And then we come back and we'll play a game of bowling at a bowling alley.
Like an actual bowling game, not some kind of virtual thing.
That's right. I'm going to get to the virtual thing in a minute.
Right,
then a game of billiards, and then we finish it off with Mario Kart, and that's the finale.
Mario Kart. That's the cool guy.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
And is there a trophy?
There's a belt, like a WWE belt.
Yes.
Yes. Pretty sweet.
Do you have a ceremony where you pin
There
it?
is a ceremony. Yes. It was very.
Ladies and
you
gentlemen,
cannot put it on TV or anything like that, but there is a ceremony.
Evidence of this ceremony.
Again, it cannot go on the radio. But
that's
yes,
right.
there is a video.
That's right. I had a friend of mine that I served in Iraq with. He joined this fraternity that was a rugby playing fraternity at his school in Maryland. And one of the things that they had to do is they had this old boot, like an old leather boot, and then they would take malted beverages, and the biggest, hairiest, nastiest guy in the fraternity would take his shirt off, and they would pour the beverage down his back, and it would run into the boot, and then they would have to drink it. Right? That would have
been nasty prior to COVID. There ain't no way I'd do that.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
I think that's illegal
Y'all don't
now.
do anything like that. Do you?
No.
There's no boot and beverage.
No, we have gators and things like that. Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome.
Trojan helmets. We've done.
How many years is that? How many years has that been going on?
We've been doing these trips for maybe 10 years.
Okay.
The belt's something new, but we've been going trips for.
So is it like when you get the belt? Do you have to? Because when I was in the Army, when we would have like a championship trophy for flag football or something, they would each team or a company or detachment, whoever would win it, the next year when we would come back, they would have to glue something onto the trophy.
We haven't done that.
Adding to the trophy.
Yeah, you'd have to.
I've seen them. They were pretty cool.
Yeah,
I've seen them before. Yeah.
It'd be
that's the
scary to think of
recommendation,
what Sapala would add to it.
Oh, yeah.
Spala's never going to win, so we ain't got to worry about it.
Shots fired there.
All right, Andy.
I can't wait for my phone to start ringing now.
Yeah, called out, Andy. Yeah.
So,
awesome.
so Tim, you've been with us now for how long? You've been with Purple Heart?
I started last March.
Yeah. So,
March of 22, right?
Last year.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so a little over a year and a half, or coming up on a year and a half. So when we come back, we're going to go to a break here in a few minutes. So we're going to hear about the project of the week from Devil Dog. But when we come back, I want to hear some, stories about some of the veterans, some of your interaction, and just kind of how that connects to your service and what it's meant, to be a part of that. And I imagine, how many projects have you done now?
Oh shoot.
I think I'm over 72 now.
That is
72 projects.
Let me put this in perspective.
Bates is a machine.
When I came to work at Purple Heart Homes in 2017, and I was in project management, we completed as a company nationwide with all of our chapters combined 42 projects, and we thought we had hit like the greatest home run ever. I mean, and you complete more than that every year by yourself.
I love it.
I know.
I love it.
I know. Well, that brings me to this. Charity Navigator. We just found out today, Charity Navigator is an evaluator, a nonprofit evaluator that is nationwide. And we just found out today that Purple Heart Homes received a 4-star rating from Charity Navigator, which is the highest rating you can get. We got a score of 95 out of 100. And that's one of the best bits of news that as a nonprofit that you can get when I guess an auditing, it's not really an audit, and maybe it is an audit.
It is a form of an audit.
It's an evaluation of how we do.
Think of it as a nonprofit watchdog.
Yep.
A nonprofit watchdog.
And so they have looked at all of our books and what we do and how we do it and why we do it.
When you say books, not just financials, but governance, program services.
Everything.
And we also have a Guide Star Platinum Seal of Transparency.
We got 2 things now, so that's pretty cool. So when you invest your hard-earned dollars in what we do to help veterans, know that the money's being used well, and we really appreciate it. We're grateful to be able to share that news with you guys.
Hey, we'll be right back after these messages, and here's some more from Tim Bates.
There's more putting the pieces back together.
I had to do something.
Back live.
Yeah. It was showing a comment on his phone, but not mine. And I was like, what's going on?
It's because they didn't want to talk to you. They want to talk to me.
Somebody asked who currently owns the belt.
Oh, yeah. Who currently owns the belt?
Who asked, Joel?
No, I asked Joel. Joel's on there right now.
Joel's got the
it's called the McBad belt.
McBad champ?
Yeah. That's my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Bates
So
and,
we can talk about this. We got to talk about Joel for a second, right?
yeah. I want to talk about my projects, but
while we're in the Facebook break, we can talk about this. So Joel has his colonoscopy tomorrow.
Oh,
and so
is that not a HIPAA violation, Chad?
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Because those of us that have
he's
them,
told everybody.
No, yeah, he's telling everybody.
Well, I'm going to say I'm all for promoting it if you need it. Don't get me wrong. That it's good health and good medical practice that you should be checked.
I wanted to wish him well. That's all I wanted to do was wish him well.
I've been getting them since I was 25. Coming home after eating Iraq food, it was kind of mandatory every 3 years. And so,
John, you got to hear this part though. So he asked me earlier today. He says, "Hey, my daughter's got a volleyball game at 6. I got to start taking this at 4. Do you think I'll be able to make the volleyball game?"
No, sir.
I told him that, so when I
that's why I said 4:30. You're not going to do it.
It's the first 30 minutes that you got to watch out for.
It is dangerous.
That's the real.
It is dangerous, and it is sudden. It's a sudden impact.
Well, couldn't he just do like that
Like a sudden
astronaut
splash.
and get some adult diapers? And
It don't work that way.
So when I got mine done at Fort Bragg, this is 7 or 8 years ago, and I'm laying in there. It's so embarrassing, right? You're laying on the table on your side, and then I'm just mortified, right? And then the guy with all of the bartender comes in, right? Yeah, the bartender comes in and he says, "Chaplain, how you doing?" I was like, "Well, I'm not feeling real good right now, right?" He's like, "Don't worry, man. I'm giving you the same stuff we give ourselves." Right? He said, "How about counting backwards from 10 for me?" And next thing I knew, he was like, "You good? We're done." And I was like, "That was the greatest."
I've never gotten past 9.
Oh, I was gone.
I'm like 10. No.
Yeah, and then you
I'm
wake
out.
up and you feel amazing. It's not like anesthesia.
I don't know if I would say I feel amazing.
What did I say? What did I say, Tammy?
This is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Can I come back next week?
That's what I said. I was eating a popsicle when I said it, too.
Devin, I'm going to slide over just a little bit.
I understand. I get it.
So the last round that I had to have a colonoscopy and an endoscopy.
Oh.
Ooh.
And so I get rolled in, and they're like, "Okay, roll over on your side. Tilt your head this way, that way."
Oh.
I'm like, "Why can I only see one machine? And why is there only one probe?" I said, "Can y'all tell me the order that this is going to work in?"
Wait, what are you doing?
Was it the VA?
No, it was not the VA. I would not have allowed that to happen.
Maybe they were just planning on running it all the way through.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh, we're getting pictures of the belt.
Oh yeah,
We're getting pictures
Oh,
of the belt
goodness.
coming in. Share that to Facebook.
he
look at
He
that.
sent yours too here.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Man, that is
Where'd y'all get that
WWE
belt
quality.
from?
My brother-in-law.
Who's wearing it? Is it Joel
That's
wearing
Joel.
it? Oh, wow.
I got a picture of me wearing it after day 2 because I was winning. I should have never done that.
Oh, so this belt during the games, it's moving from
Well, it
game
was just
to
kind of
game.
sitting on the table.
Oh,
There
okay.
with a bed. I thought they were just
That
posing
is
for it, getting ready for
awesome.
the next day.
I'm obviously going to win.
Yeah, obviously. I had a
That
big
is
lead.
amazing.
So where did you lose it? Was it in Mario Kart?
I think I lost it before Mario Kart. Bowling and billiards, I thought I was good. I was winning after golf, which was surprising. So
Really?
yeah, I ended up getting killed in bowling.
Were you doing Bates par?
I think Joel had given me a couple shots, but I still played really good that day.
Have y'all seen Bates par?
Yeah. That was funny. There's a TikTok we're counting.
Yeah, for anybody who wants to see Bates par, just go to our reels on Facebook and you'll be able to see what that looks like.
Speaking of videos on Facebook, we got an event coming up here in it's less than 2 weeks, right? No, 3 weeks.
To take that hill?
To take that hill.
Oh, yeah, it's coming up. Yeah, 2 weeks from Saturday.
2 weeks.
October the 7th.
Yep.
And what a great, funny, hilarious video.
Oh, my God.
That you and Devin made.
Devin did all the editing on that thing. I'm telling
it looked
you.
like
He's a
it
freaking
looked like
genius.
he looked like a clown.
He's a genius.
He looked like a he looked like a
compliment.
he looked like a cowboy. I mean, how many people do you know that can ride a bicycle that's got a 4-foot tall wheel and a 2-inch wheel? That's a clown bicycle, isn't it?
It was, well, actually, the first bicycles were like that. Oh, mic's off.
It's Putting the Pieces Back Together with John Gallina and Brad Borders on the new 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Hey, you're listening to Putting the Pieces Back Together, presented by Purple Heart Homes. We're in studio with John Gallina, Brad Borders, your hosts, and our guest, Tim Bates.
Wow, that was professional.
It was professional.
Wow, that was really good.
I think I know what's happening now.
What?
I'm being squeezed out.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's like if we lean in
like
a little
they're
bit more, you
sandwiching
just
you
pop
in.
out the back.
They're squeezing me out. I
Pretty
see. I think next week it's just going to be Brad and Devin.
Is it really?
I don't know.
Oh,
Might
okay.
be.
All right. Okay. Well,
Yeah, might be the way Andy's scheduling me. He's keeping me on the road.
Maybe just Brad. I don't know.
could be. Me and Miss Tammy, we'll do it. Miss Giggles and I'll do it.
Maybe it'll be Tim.
We've got a
Brad.
huge bullpen of broadcast professionals that we can pull from.
Middle
professionals.
Broadcast professionals.
I think next week the show should be Tim and Miss Giggles.
Tim and Miss Giggles. That's right. And we'll just have a wheel.
We'd kill it.
Look, hey, we've got the wheel right there. We've got Pat Shannon's wheel, and we can just spin the wheel and see who's going to be on the show.
Great. Let's do that.
That's great, man. Spread the love, man.
Yeah.
Spread
So
the
it is
love.
time for Devil Dog Devin and the project of the week.
Let's do it, man. Talk to us.
Well, I feel honored to be able to give out this project of the week, Miss Tammy Burchett. We don't want to make that mistake again.
That's right.
We did a few weeks ago.
When you promoted my wife to Tammy Borders to project manager.
I hired her, unbeknownst to
She's like, I
everyone,
don't really know
and,
how to do that.
well, I didn't think we had enough Tammys on the payroll.
Right.
So
A couple more.
She's the project manager of our domicile.
yeah.
Yeah.
So hey, we had this wonderful veteran out there in Davidson, North Carolina. I always say out there.
I don't know why, but it was out there in Connecticut one time. And
Down yonder in Davidson.
Just
down yonder in Davidson. That does sound a little bit
down
more
there in
appropriate.
Davidson.
Down there in Davidson.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. But Miss Ramsey, her and her husband were both Navy veterans.
Okay.
They met in the Navy and they spent their life together, and they just
Were they shipboard together?
I mean, I don't know.
How old are they? Are they older folks?
They were older folks.
So that was probably before the Navy allowed females on ships, right?
It probably was.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just checking.
They've both since passed.
Oh.
And the reason we're talking about this project is Miss Ramsey, she had stage 4 cancer, unfortunately. And she had a lot of discomfort in her life. But one of the things that was going on for her was that every time she slept in her bedroom, she swore it made her feel worse. And the doctors were just telling her she was crazy. And she moved out in a little shed out in her backyard because she went to several doctors, kept telling people, if I stay in this room, especially in this spot right here, no good. And so she goes and moves in her she shed out in the yard, has a cot. Actually had a window she would open and hunt from her she shed. Oh yeah, it was pretty cool.
So she would sleep and hunt. Well, in the same place. I guess a lot of hunters do that.
And
I've done that many a time.
Yeah, her bathroom was a 5-gallon bucket, unfortunately, because she's outside. She didn't want to go all the way back in the house. But she contacted Purple Heart Homes, and we went in there, and we discovered that she wasn't crazy. What was going on was mold. Mm-hmm. You got it. You hit the nail on the head. Mm-hmm. Nobody believed her. Mm-hmm. We found the mold. Then we replaced all the insulation,
eradicated the mold,
replaced the ceiling, and she was able to spend her final years in the bed with her husband.
Oh, that's awesome!
So
wow.
that the reason I wanted to make that the project of the week is because we were, because of Purple Heart Homes, all of our dedicated volunteers, our grant partners, all the people out there that make it happen, we were able to help this veteran spend the last years of her life in comfort.
That's good, man.
With dignity with her husband.
That's good. Yeah.
And so
that's a good
hey,
story.
if you want to help out a veteran, go to phhusa.org.
Yeah.
We're always looking for volunteers. We're always looking for funding, and you help in the way that fits you best.
Yeah, and you can know that what you are doing with your hard-earned dollars, if you are so choose to give. We are a 4-star rated charity navigator organization, along with also with GuideStar as well. So
Tim,
we'll take care of it.
Tim, I want to turn to you just for a moment. As a project manager with over 70 projects under your belt, not the WWE belt, but
yeah, that's right. That's right.
The proverbial belt. What is it? I mean, how does it? What does it do for you? What does it mean for you when you hear these stories and then you're able to see how so many resources can come together and you can use those resources to change somebody's life?
It's like winning a football game, in overtime. For example, just today, there's a project we've been working on. The budget's pretty high on this project, and so pulling all these other organizations and volunteers together and try to find these things that can make this project be completed. And you get Habitat coming on, and then yesterday I was golfing at a golf tournament for Home Depot. We had this organization out there, LP Building Materials. Spoke to the lady at the hole, and she was able to just give me her business card. And I was like, hey, I got a veteran I want to talk to you about. Called her and talked about it, and I'm about 90% sure they're in on supplying the materials. And man, when I got that news in the email, it was amazing.
You were super fired up this morning when you came to my office and talk about this project in Tulsa that is not done yet, right?
Correct.
So we talk about the project of the week project that we finished, but we also have ongoing projects.
Absolutely, and that's a big one too. Working with
veteran, his house flooded.
Yes.
Yeah.
And his son was trying to do all the repairs himself, but he's getting up there in age 2, and so his back's just gone, and he's got to the point where he can't do it anymore. So we've got another organization, Tinker Federal Credit Union, jumped in on that, and we've got other organizations assisting with us coming on board with that one too, and that's going to be a success.
Is that
too.
Rebuilding Together that's helping with that one?
So it was Rebuilding Together. They rebranded. Now it's called Revitalized T-Town.
Yeah, it's the hyper local to the Tulsa area.
Yes.
Tulsa's an amazing town too.
Yep.
That it is very veteran friendly in that town. We got a couple of folks that have been supporting Purple Heart Homes for years and years. The Hoskins.
Oh yeah, Rosie.
Yeah, Rosie.
Super great.
They're
Americans.
Amazing people.
And let me tell you what I love about them. Not only do they support financially, but they make some of the coolest homemade crafts.
Yep.
Like they've made Purple Heart pins where they take a purple acrylic and then they hand turn pins. Paul does this stuff in his spare time, and then they make canes that they take and they carve out a purple heart and pour a purple acrylic or put a purple heart wood heart into them. Wow. They are just really, really talented and great people.
There are also people that have said that we are part of their estate giving. But that they're doing
a legacy gift.
They're doing a legacy gift to us, and that's another way that people can get behind us. A lot of people maybe they've done really well in life. They got their whole family taken care of, and they're looking for places to offset. I mean, it's a financial benefit.
Definitely want people to take care of their family. Just don't forget the veterans.
Yes, don't forget the veterans, and we've got a lot of people that think about that as they are planning out the rest of their lives, and it's amazing. What's happened, that builds sustainability into what this organization does so that it can keep going long after we're gone.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So I want to go back to Tim here. I mean, 70 projects. I can't imagine
72.
72 projects. Forgive me, sir. Forgive me. I'm sorry.
There, Paul. 72.
So with over 70 projects, 72 to be precise. What has been the project that stood out for you personally the most? That was just like, what was that heartbreaking story that you just, if I don't do anything else, I want to help this veteran?
John, that's the thing. When I first started, there was that story, and then there's always been one that's topped it. And so I don't think there's just one, and each one's a different scenario, and they affected me in a differerent way. And that's why I love this job too. Is you won't find a project that's similar. They're all different. The veteran's going to be different. The contractor's going to be different. The communication between us is going to be different. Who's involved is going to be different. It truly is.
I went out and visited one of your projects while I was in Texas last week. I went out and visited one of your veterans. And
Mr. Rose, yes.
Yeah. And tell us about that project and that story.
That's the one I was talking about, the LP building. they're the ones that are hopefully coming on board to donate the materials.
I'm getting ahead of myself. We're at a break. We're going to have to come back to you just here in a minute, Tim. You're listening to Putting the Pieces Back Together, presented by Purple Heart Homes. And if you want to get involved in helping veterans, not only can you listen to this show and learn more, but check out our website at phhusa.org. We'll be right back for more from Tim Bates.
And the rest of the crew.
And the rest of the crew. You going to call us a crew? A motley crew.
Motley crew. Now you know the rest of the story.
Putting the pieces back together. With
Awesome.
All right. Yeah, that visit, I'm going to tell you, and we'll talk about this more on live, when we get back on air. But that visit with him was so amazing. And, there's been 2 projects in the last 12 months that I visited that I would have, as a contractor, never thought that in my life and my career I would have seen. One was a house that had no concrete as a floor. I don't mean it had wood floors. I mean
dirt.
No, they had dirt that had tile laid on top of the dirt, directly on top of the dirt.
Directly on top of dirt.
Directly on top of the dirt. And the second was a house that the vinyl siding was literally melting off of the house.
I got pictures. I got pictures. I'll show you.
It is literally. Now, I'm not talking about like somebody stuck their grill up next to the
just
house.
because the heat of the sun.
Yes, everywhere.
So what has happened is somebody did a renovation. And in the process of doing the renovation, they had old like masonite hardboard siding.
Put it over top of it.
They put insulation board, and then they put vinyl siding on the insulation board, and it has the insulation board
Gets warm.
is collecting the heat, and the masonite board's not letting it through.
Yeah.
And the vinyl siding is getting the heat from both sides, and the siding is literally melting off the house.
Man.
Stripping off its back.
That just sounds like it's made it an oven.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know how hot it's been in Texas this year.
His air conditioner went off, and then he ain't got no insulated windows either. So
His air conditioner went off?
I got his air conditioner fixed.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's been warm down there this year.
Yeah, you don't want to be in Texas without air conditioning.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, it gets super warm.
Yep.
Passionate about that.
Yeah, Lane's down there.
Well,
air
you know,
conditioner
I mean,
HVAC guy.
Lane's in Texas right now.
Yeah, Lane's out there in Texas.
She went to see
the,
Barry Derman today.
Yep, out there doing the filming with Military Makeover. Yep. Going to be soon airing in November, I believe, right around Veterans Day.
It's November 10th, I think.
It's going to premiere, and going to be a great, great story.
Yeah, it is. It is going to be a great story. Yeah, with some surprises. That's going to be awesome.
Lots of surprises.
Lots of surprises. So yeah. So that is the filming wrap up this week.
Monday. Yeah.
So
I
you
fly
going
out Sunday. We do a little bit of filming Sunday, filming Monday, and then coming back.
Paul going out?
Yep. Paul's going out. Paul's actually going out Saturday.
Okay.
And we got our chairman coming out Sunday, and so we've got a lot of really cool stuff happening.
And so when does that premiere?
We just said November the 10th.
Yeah,
But I'm not right.
No, that's true.
Would somebody get a dull red crayon and write November 10th?
Veterans Day.
Yeah.
I think what he's really getting at, and I don't want to admit, is what else happens on November the 10th.
Oh, yeah. I get it now. I get it.
Not that I'm bright,
Right.
but I'm understanding what the Marine is putting down.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. That's awesome.
John Gallina and Brad Borders on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
All right, welcome back to Putting the Pieces Back Together, presented by Purple Heart Homes, and we are thrilled to be here with you today. We got Army veteran Tim Bates and all-around Mr. Professional Car Race Driver, project manager, having completed 72 projects in his, was that 17 months, 9 days, and 30 hours of employment with Purple Heart Homes. And
he's a Renaissance man.
Yeah. Oh, wow. And so we were talking about a project out in Texas, and tell our listeners a little bit about that project. What was happening when you first learned about this project?
So I was given that project. It was given. We'll get special project, I guess. I wouldn't say this is a special project. It was just it had some visibility. So basically, get on it. And so I got on it, and Mr. Rose's. He sent me some pictures of his siding, and his siding on like at least the 3 corners that I could see the pictures from was basically just melting off his house. And in the process of looking at that, and he had sent in an estimate that was extremely high that he got from a local contractor, and it wasn't a detailed estimate either, so it's nothing I could use right off the bat, but just a ballpark. But in the process of doing that, his air conditioner went out, so since about especially in the Texas heat as hot as it is, that we were able to get just it repaired and it was up back and running. And from there, it's just been trying to find other. That was the story I was about the golf thing yesterday with LP Building. They're the ones that are possibly going to donate the materials for this build, and then we got a local habitat there looking for veterans to do work with. So
that's awesome.
Right,
they're great partners.
They are. They are. I mean, that started about 6 or 7 years ago working with them, and he's just blossomed.
We
into
got a lot of great partnerships, really.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
More than I can
we
really
can't
count or
name
them all.
Yeah, there's no way to name them all.
Got a group today that is down visiting. They brought some of their what they call their county supervisors.
Mm-hmm.
They brought county supervisors down, brought some veterans. I think a majority of their board of directors from this organization came down.
Where'd they come from?
They come down from Lynchburg, Virginia.
Oh, no kidding.
And so they're here in town looking to align a housing program using tiny homes that we manufacture.
Is that Steve Bozeman's people?
Completely different group.
But he's Lynchburg.
He is Lynchburg, but this is a group that doesn't work inside of Lynchburg proper.
Oh, gotcha.
They're more in the county outside of the town.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, and so it's exciting to see them, and it's just great when you can partner not only with other organizations but with communities, and when you see the hearts come together and they're doing it for the right reason, and whether it's somebody providing their time, talent, and treasure, it just makes a huge difference. And you were saying earlier, Tim, that you had gotten a note from Mr. Rose about just going and visiting. I mean, just fixing his air conditioner, and you jumping on that and taking a call or two and getting somebody out, that made a huge difference, right?
Absolutely, yes.
And then we go visit and share a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, so on Sunday, John had called me and said that he was on his way out there. I kind of knew he was out in Texas, but I didn't know he was out in that area. And I guess, John, it was a 2-hour drive. You drive out to visit.
Yeah.
And so on Monday.
And 2 hours in Texas is a long way.
Not a lot of scenery.
Oh, my gosh, it was a long drive.
A lot of open country.
It's Eastern Texas, too, yeah. So he had emailed me and just how much it had touched him that, someone really, yes, he'd applied with us, and yes, we were, and I've told him we were working on it, and it just going to have to be patient a little bit. He did get the AC fixed, but again, to have somebody come to his house, he was amazed at, and that understood that, hey, this is the problem I'm having, and yes, we agree, it is a problem, and we're here to try to help you out with it.
Just that validation, right?
Absolutely.
It just goes a long way. Just having, we had a vet come in the office yesterday, and completely unannounced, just shows up, and just seeing Chap sit down and spend a couple hours just talking to him.
Mr. Rose, when he sends me an email, he's got a picture of the day of himself on the couch. He's
very
nice. Personal. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Fully clothed, I'm assuming.
Yes, absolutely.
But let me tell you, the first time that I talked to him on the phone, he sounds like this, and he's just this super deep voice. And you're thinking, good gosh, this guy's like Macho Man Randy Savage. I mean, he's just, he's like
smaller guy.
Yeah, right.
Smaller guy.
But he's really this meek, mild-mannered person. But he's got the deepest voice that you can imagine. And so it was like, you got to see it to believe it.
Hey, speaking of meek and mild, Matt Stevens, our boy, yesterday won something big at the golf tournament.
Oh, it was amazing.
In Charlotte.
It was absolutely amazing.
And
he didn't tell me that.
You got to tell him about it. This is an incredible story.
So we do this HD golf tournament. It's doubled up teams on every hole. So there's 18 times 8. That's too much.
It's a high definition golf tournament. What is
Home Depot.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm sitting next to Devin. It's wearing off on me.
I'm not.
So they have this DJ out on hole 4, and he's basically he's got this rock music playing in the neighborhood, by the way, at 8:00 in the morning. But every person that would come up to hit, he would introduce you like you were a basketball player, coming on the basketball court. It was amazing. So at the end of the golf tournament, though, he's giving out prizes and stuff for the Home Depot, and before he does that, he wants everyone to stand up. And this room's got at least 100 people in it. Everybody stand up, and we're going to do Simon Says. And I don't know if you've ever seen it on a basketball court when they do it, but there's 100 people, and he goes, it'll be quick. Within the first time he did it, half the room had to sit down. It was simple as the one that got me, I think it's the one that got Joel, was the guy's holding his finger on his nose, and he says, put your hand on your nose. And so half the people put their finger on their nose, which wasn't their hand. Or he said Simon Says, but they put their finger instead of their hand, so then they had to sit down. Anyways, it got down to 3 people with Matt, and Matt actually won it, and he started jumping around like he had just won.
Yeah, he won a golf bag, and so
he doesn't play golf.
Oh no, he's terrible.
But we were all like, of course Matt won. Of course he won, because he's used to doing exactly what his wife tells him to do. Follow it to the letter, man. Follow it to the letter.
Now wait a minute.
What?
All the ladies are trying to aspire to have their husbands be like Matt, that we would all listen to him and do exactly as she says.
Absolutely.
Matt,
He's the best husband I know.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
He really is.
Shay is the best drill sergeant I know.
But
can you bleep that?
That was fantastic. Tim told me that this morning. I was busting out laughing, man.
It was a good time. It was a really
And he
good
said
time.
when he won it, he won a golf bag. He was like,
He raised it above his
He
head
raised
like
it
he won a
above
trophy.
his head.
He was running around.
That's great. That is
congratulations, Matt and Shay. We love y'all both. That's awesome. They invited us over for dinner tomorrow night, so I better be nice.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
I'm gonna send a clip to that Shay right there. It's just clip it out, send it right to her phone.
Thanks,
Like,
Devin.
Here's
Appreciate
some dinner
it.
conversation.
Yeah, appreciate that very much. Well, we do have some great events coming up. We definitely have Take That Hill coming up 2 weeks from Saturday. Going to be held here at Southern Distilling. It's a cycling/workout event. Joe Baker, who lives here in town, has a company called Joe Baker Fitness. He does personal training for people that are doing extreme endurance events, and he's going to run an event on the grounds of Southern Distilling that people can sign up for free. And but let me just tell you, just because you don't have to pay anything for it doesn't mean you're not going to pay.
You're going to pay.
You're going to pay. And so this week, Devin and I made a video about cycling. A kind of a goofy video. Yeah, a really goofy video. And you can find that on all our social media. But this week, we're going to record another video of Evan working out with Joe Baker at his gym called The Bakery.
Our Evan, pickleball
Did you
Evan.
say Evan? No,
I
you
mean,
said
with Devin.
Oh.
With
No, I
Devin.
don't think Evan's
Sorry.
gonna make
I don't think it was Evan.
Yeah, not Evan. With Devin working out
But
with
you
Joe
know
Baker.
what would be great
It would be
is
great.
Evan and Devin playing pickleball together.
Evan and Devin
Oh
playing
my
pickleball.
gosh.
That'd be fantastic.
That would be great. I would
But
watch that.
I would pay to watch that.
Oh my!
That-
Well,
hey,
if we could get
hey.
him down.
Hey,
Is it-
hey. I think we're on to something.
How you doing?
A celebrity pickleball game. Celebrity pickleball game featuring Evan
Put your
Slaughter
man
of Fit to Serve and Devil Dog Devin of Purple Heart Homes.
Hey,
Center
by-
court. Like Wimbledon.
I've never played pickleball.
Oh, my
Even
God.
better.
Even better.
It's going to be fantastic.
It's
I used
much
to live
better.
across the street from the tennis courts when I was a kid, though, so you might be in trouble.
Oh, man, that is fantastic. So, anyhow, that's October the 7th. You can come out to Take That Hill. You can find out more about that at our website.
Hey, and there's going to be food trucks and other activities
Oh,
there, too.
yeah.
And
We got
how about our
Medal of Honor.
special
If you're not
guest?
Yeah.
riding,
So we've got 2 Medal of Honor recipients. We got Colonel Retired Joe Marm and Command Sergeant Major Retired Bob Patterson, both of whom were awarded the Medal of Honor for actions in Vietnam. I think it was Colonel Joe Marm, that Richard Nixon put his medal on him at the White House. I mean, you know, and then the Secretary of Defense pinned on Sergeant Major Patterson. So we're going to sort of do an interview style. They're going to be at the event. So after everybody gets back from the bike ride and the workout's over, we'll have an award ceremony.
We
and
got special MCs.
we got special MCs and Woody and Wilcox from
right.
106.5 The End in Charlotte and iHeartRadio. And so they're going to come up. It's going to be fantastic. And it's a great day. It's open to the public. If you want to come out and check it out, come on out. And,
And don't forget the antisocial donkey that's out there.
That's right. We got those are where they go, crossback donkeys, I think.
Yeah.
Because they've got crosses on their
Not
back.
razor-
Didn't they call them
Razorbacks.
Bethlehem donkeys?
They're what?
Bethlehem donkeys. aren't they?
Bethlehem donkey.
Bethlehem donkeys.
That's
yeah,
what I-
that's,
that's what I was
what they're
told before,
called.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Bethlehem donkeys. That's right. Yeah.
That is cool.
They're
Don't
friendly.
forget the libations.
And
then,
libations.
And then when's the golf tournament?
That's
And
October
libations for
27th.
anybody.
Yep. October
Day before my 50th birthday.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Come on out.
celebrating
Oh,
your
we'll have
birthday.
a birthday cake
Rocky
for you.
River Country Club down in Concord, North
That's going to be a
Carolina.
good time.
It's going to be a great time.
And so
Yeah.
you can sign up for any of these events or check out the dates, times, locations at Purple Heart Homes website, www.phhusa.org. Just
Yeah.
go to the events button, click the events button, and you can scroll down and find these events and get
Yeah.
more information. And certainly always willing to take sponsors. And just remember, Purple Heart Homes is a 4-star Charity Navigator rated charity, and we are doing great work helping veterans, and we'd appreciate your support and getting involved, and I know the veterans would as well.
Yep. We'll see you next week, man. We're going to have retired Sergeant Major Jim Rennie on, so it's going to be fantastic. Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. Y'all have a great weekend.
The new 1